Good morning and happy Friday. I am going to talk about breakfast today. This one can be a bit of confusing topic for some people. Some people think that, number one, if you overall, let's say, consume less calories, you will lose weight. And there is truth to that because you do want to create a calorie deficit, and that's also a myth. You do want to eat enough to create a calorie deficit, but you don't want to create such a deficit that you are not giving your body enough fuel to help you lose weight in a healthy way. Now, at first, you may notice weight loss, and after a week or so, it'll start to taper off. Some people experience a plateau. They don't see their body changing anymore. And when you are decreasing calories dramatically, couple things that I end up wondering is, are you losing fat? Or based on different programs that are out there, it could be water weight that you're releasing, and it could be muscle tissue. And we do not want to lose muscle tissue because muscle tissue plays a very important role in our metabolism. So we want to, maintain a healthy fat amount of fat, but we want to definitely maintain that muscle tissue. And a lot of times when it comes to weight loss, when people are really decreasing their calories, and they're seeing those scale is going down, the number on the scale is going down, it's a question of asking, are you losing fat tissue or are you losing muscle tissue? So by skipping breakfast or skipping that first meal of the day, because you're wanting to create a caloric deficit, doesn't necessarily serve you well over time. Now, some people say, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Well, all the meals are important. There's not one that's more important than the other. But you do want to eat something in the morning because it kind of if that's you, that's me actually. I eat pretty close to waking up, have something. And it doesn't necessarily have to be, like oatmeal and like your typical breakfast. A typical meal or the typical meal I would have in the morning, it kind of varies, but lately it's been brown rice with some turkey, ground turkey, kind of like a stir fry. So, I have this food. It's not like eggs. Sometimes it is eggs. Sometimes it's a baked potato. Sometimes it changes. But the premise is to eat something in the morning within an hour or so of waking up. Now, the importance of having something in the morning, as I said, it sets the tone for the rest of the day. And there's also research that has shown that when you eat breakfast, it helps to keep your energy levels elevated throughout the day. So let's just play out this scenario, and this happens to a lot of people. You wake up in the morning, you have your cup of coffee, right? And most people feel like, I'm not hungry, I'm good with my coffee. And that's very, very normal. That's very, very common. Caffeine makes us feel energized. Caffeine suppresses your hunger, so you're not hungry. But that doesn't mean that your body is not wanting fuel. Okay? So you do want to have something with your coffee, whatever that is. And just to give you an example, it could be, like some yogurt, or it could be a handful of cereal. I'm just throwing out ideas. It could be some whole wheat toast. I like to buy these protein waffles because it has protein already in it. So it's kind of like a meal in one. So having something along with your coffee. Research also has shown that having something in the morning helps to make you feel well balanced and energized, and it keeps the hormone ghrelin kind of stabilized in that bay. And ghrelin, if you want to look at it kind of as I call it the hunger gremlin. So when your hormone levels are off, sometimes you are hungrier just in general. And that could be because your ghrelin hormones are elevated. So it helps to keep that hormone kind of in a happy place. And then people that have something in the morning or are less tempted to, have other not as nourishing foods throughout the day. So going back to my scenario. So you wake up, you have your coffee, you're good to go. What happens many times? And then you get going, right? You get to work, you're kind of doing your thing. And you kind of start to feel hungry, but then you got more stuff to do. You got more emails, you got more meetings, you got more tasks. And so we kind of ignore those hunger signals. And then lunch rolls around. And sometimes we keep pushing through. We don't really have a lunch. But what happens is that we end up having these intense cravings, like, oh man, now I'm hungry, so I'm gonna go to the cafeteria, or I'm gonna go, somewhere and grab something to eat, or I'm a DoorDash and send something to my office. And that's when your body is like, hey, I really need something to eat. And that's when we have those more intense desires to have like a burger or fries, or we're not as mindful. We're kind of making those quick decisions, and we're not really thinking through those food choices, because our body is really trying to tell us that I need some fuel, and we are not as mindful. So by having something for breakfast, you are able to maintain a little bit of self-control throughout the day and make more mindful decisions, especially when that next meal comes up. So as far as, having something for breakfast, start small. A lot of folks are not used to having something in the morning, and I'm not saying, get up and make this big elaborate breakfast, but eat something, put something in your tank, and just easy things. It could be like an apple. It could be, like I said, something simple like a protein waffle. They come frozen. I like Kashi has a good one. I think it's called Power Jacks, or Kodiak, Kodiak. They have a good one that I usually get for the kids because it's just a quick meal that I can give them. Oatmeal, especially if you want something quick and easy, oatmeal, get them in the individual packets. You can heat it up in a little bit of water or milk or almond milk or whatever. And the oatmeal has some fiber, it has some protein. It's a quick thing. And then, if you really like bars, those are also convenient. You can, toss a couple of those in your car, in your purse, put one in your pocket, just grab and go, so that you're eating something. And if you like meal replacement shakes, those work too. So we're not going to get into the weeds of the whole day. We're just focusing on breakfast for now. And breakfast just means break the fast. It doesn't mean, eggs and bacon and all that good stuff. If that's what you want, go for it. But it doesn't mean that you got to have actual, what we've coined as breakfast food. So yes, I hope you found this helpful. Tell me, is this something do you have something in the morning when you wake up? Are you a breakfast eater? Do you like your common breakfast foods? Do you like leftovers? What is your thing? Happy Friday.